right, y'all. Yep. You know when you get in the house, you gotta undo the zipper on the jeans, and that's the only way you can completely unwind.
Well, I'm gonna just say this, and then I'm gonna get off of this because I'm gonna go make my plate. I made curry chicken crock pot style tonight,
And which means I did not have to babysit it.
However, your girl is getting ready to go watch Atlanta Housewives, and before I went to go do that, I wanted to say this. Y'all, honestly, like, I really have never ever sought out, planned, or ever dreamed about being inspiration to other women. I've never like that has never been like a goal of mine. However, every day I'm coming into a realization that that is exactly my calling that God he has for me, because it's amazing to me how, I guess, through the gift and the love of fashion and just the gift of wanting to be fly every day. I was telling y'all last week, and I just made a Facebook post a couple of hours ago, and I was just talking about how I don't save clothes for special occasions, because literally every day I wake up, it's a special occasion. And I'm happy to be living, and I don't buy clothes based off of,
oh, you know what, if I ever have a special event, this is what I'm gonna wear.
No, every day, literally, that I wake up, that's how I look at it. And I had a lady in Valdosta ask me that one day. She was
like, every time I see you, you're just always so glammed up. And she was like, what's the reason?
I said, I woke up like this.
Not like this.
But I woke up alive and great health, and I'm breathing. And I told y'all, I'm just a girl that just likes to live in the moment. I'm not thinking about what happened yesterday or last week. Shit, I'm not even thinking about what happened a year ago for that much, okay? I'm just thinking about what's happening right now, today, in my presence, in the moment, and I'm just looking forward to the future. So that's all Steph knows how to be, and I just had like this young lady, she just sent me an instant message on Facebook, and she was like, you just really don't know how much your videos have like truly helped me in my marriage, and just me myself. And I was like, I'm starting to completely understand that here it is, I may be thinking that my path or my calling in life is to be a fashion stylist, is to be a woman that can style the everyday woman and stuff like that. However, I'm doing something so much more, and it's like really becoming like a realization that that's what my calling is. My homegirl Tanita, she was like,
here it is around here, you thinking that you're supposed to be, selling fashion and vintage and all of this. She said, but Steph, what if that's not what you're supposed to be doing? What if it really is you being what you are to another woman? Inspiration. And inspiration comes in all different forms, shapes, fashions.
I want my daughters to grow up. Jasmine's already grown up, but she's still growing, okay? She's growing into her womanhood. I want my daughters to grow up and be like, you know what? I want to be like my mother. And I would always tell them this: be better. Be better than me, always. Jazz has already done better than me thus far. And I have big dreams and expectations for her. Now, I will never tell her what those expectations are, because I don't want her thinking that she has to live to my standard. Live to your own.
And the one thing that aggravates the hell out of me about Jada is her little mouth.
That may be the thing that's probably Jada's calling, is to be someone who talks.
Child, I would not be surprised if Jada ain't the next Oprah Winfrey. I just wouldn't be surprised. I could see Jada on a talk show with a mic, ready to debate, okay?
I'm not a woman that feels like, I have to toot my own horn. And I know Jasmine read something to me earlier this year that, you know, it was saying I sometimes should just pat myself on the back because, you know, people will never know what you truly are passionate about if you keep your mouth shut. And like I said, my homegirl Tanita, she always just tells me that, you know, maybe your calling was not to do what you want to do. She said maybe your calling is what you're doing right now, touching other women, being an inspiration to them, you know, sharing your life and, you know, your ministry, your story. And literally that the story time that I told y'all about, you know, when I told my mom I got pregnant, y'all, that is like real. That's like real. And yep, the story goes on, and it's a lot to tell.
And I can't tell y'all them stories every single day. I'd have to do that on a weekly basis because just with all the talking and the editing, and then, you know, Mr. Long wanted to put his 5 cents in yesterday. That just blew my wig back, literally. Okay.
I'm overflowing with, I guess, a love right now because you just never know who you could be touching out there and what they may be going through, that you pop into somebody's life at the right time. You just never know. So I thank God for using me as a vessel and as a tool to be able to do whatever it is that I'm doing.
So, yeah, let me get ready to go make this plate. And let me go make this rice right quick. And so I can go get in front of the TV and I can watch Atlanta Housewives with y'all tonight. How about that? Okay? Okay. So,
Let me
get de-glammed from this. I told y'all I was going to work this jacket when I wore it. I told y'all I bring her out. Ready for once a year.
honey, she did good today. She did good.
Now, before I go watch Atlanta Housewives, I gotta go pull all this inventory because I have tons of orders that need to be shipped out first thing in the morning. I want these women to have their stuff, preferably before Thanksgiving. Yeah, so they could be fly. They could be fly too on Thanksgiving. Yes, ma'am.
Rocky's sitting in here with me watching Atlanta Housewives, okay? Yeah, I'm watching it with my mom. We're watching it together.
So why is the drama like already starting? Like, didn't Candy and Phaedra like just talk? Didn't we talk about this last week? Like, if you're gonna be like that, just why you just didn't say all of that to Candy, which she did, but why are you bringing somebody else into y'all friendship once again? They're gonna learn today. Now, any of y'all ever had a colonics? I don't know, I've heard mixed reviews about colonics, like colonics in that sense of cleansing.
What y'all think? And then Cynthia, I'm glad Leon told her, you know, to fight for your marriage. Don't just give up like that, okay? Fight for it. And if Peter joins her in the fight, then okay, you know you're working with something that's supposed to be. So I hope that he can do it with her. I hope. You know, Peter kind of special.
Y'all, I had to put my glasses on, my sunglasses, because on Atlanta Housewives, they are throwing that much shade.
Child Po Kenya, her event. Did Portia bust out and say, She by She-Hulk?
What does that mean?
She was talking about She by Sheree. She called her She-Hulk. Oh my gosh. They talking about how the hair products taste like water.
How do you know what they taste
She tasted it.
Who does that? You can die from that.
Oh my God. I'm telling y'all, Atlanta Housewives, they are funny.
They need to get their life all right.
They just shade throwing. I had to go get me a pair of sunglasses because I don't need that shade coming my doggone way, okay? Oh, how you at somebody's event and you not being supportive? Like, who does that? Them. Yes, them. Honey Boo Boo Kitty.
This is not Empire Day.
I know, but honey.
Don't say it. You can say that on Wednesdays.
Boo Boo Kitty.
No, don't say it. She's not here.
She said she by she by
say
She-Hulk.
It tastes like water. Who tastes?
Well, first of all, they didn't have no bottled water in the place because it's hot as hell in there.
I'm gonna tell y'all who swag on this show that I like just be seriously peeping. Seriously. I love Marlo's swag. Love Marlo's swag. I like Cynthia's swag on certain days, okay? Certain days.
Candy swag.
But I like Portia's. I like Portia's, Cynthia's, I like Marlo's, and bits and pieces of Phaedra.
But honey,
Let me get back to the shade throwing, because, yeah, I'm going to need to keep these just in case they continue to throw. Okay, so, I can't even talk to y'all in this light. This is how much shade. This is how much shade, y'all.
oh Lord, let me just talk to y'all in here. Did Sheree say her little, her little side note when they be talking? She said, do I ask Kenya down in the gully where the animals are, is Shrek looking for me, or is Shrek asking about me? Did I ask that?
Child, I about lost it, okay? She really about Shrek into this, like Shrek. Shrek and Fiona. This is the most shade-throwing group of women. I couldn't be on Real Housewives of Atlanta, because, honey, they will get the real tea. And it won't be all that side note, sidebar shit either, okay? I'll tell you straight up, okay? Like, really? Y'all be up in each other's face smiling, all of this, but then next thing you know, you talking about the next chick in the next clip. I swear. Kim Fields don't know what group of women she just done got involved in. Now, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and say, you know what? She done seen the past episodes with them. So, she better come, and her guns better be locked and loaded and ready, because these are some shade-throwing chicks. And she better give her a good pair of sunglasses, because, honey, they gonna throw it for her, too. Now, waiting to see what's gonna happen with Peter and Cynthia.
Okay, y'all. I'm a sucker for love. And to see how Peter just broke down and he's crying, he's hurt, and Cynthia was really honest with him about how she felt and the whole nine, and he's expressing that he's never fell out of love with her and all of this. This is my whole take, and I don't even have to finish watching the rest of it. However, in marriage, you don't get married and you just stop working on the marriage. Like he kept saying, it's work. And yeah, it seems like they both contribute to the problems that they have for spending time together and stuff. And, making sure that, you self-check in and make sure that your spouse on full. Now, if you don't know what being on full is, it means that, sometimes the love tank can get a little low. Sometimes the love tank can be dry. Okay, and you have to be able to fill your spouse back up, whether that means spending time with them, doing little special things for them, showing the love, showing the admiration that you have for one another. I mean, you gotta do that, because when the love tank go low and love tank go dry, that's when thoughts of separation and divorce and this shit just ain't working. That's when those type of things come into the picture. And marriage is hard work. It's hard work, and I'll never ever ever say it's easy, because it ain't. It is what it is, and it's a 24-hour 365 days out the year. It's a job. Even when you off from your professional job, it's a job, and you have to make sure you take care of one another. So, yeah, they need to find a happy space. And I don't know how long it's been going on, so I do think it's a little too soon to be talking about divorce, especially if you haven't had counseling and, marriage therapy and stuff. Sometimes people got to go through them things.
I'm going to tell y'all, James and I, any and every marriage retreat that we can go to, we go because it's always, you got to do maintenance on your marriage. You get an oil change and a tune up with your car and stuff. You got to do that shit with your marriage too.
Trust and believe. 21 years, we done had our share of ups and downs. However, I can honestly say this, more good times than bad. And when we find ourselves in spots like, somebody's tank is going low, or we have to address the situation quickly.
So let me get back to the show.